But Biggie, bro, his memory, all that stuff, because he birthed a son that set me up for another man to violate me.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just a real life street Starz. You know what time it is.
Earlier you said Biggie Smalls was the best bisexual rapper ever. I've never heard that before. What makes you say that?
Name a better bisexual rapper than Biggie Smalls.
When I'm asking that, was there a record that he was bisexual, or where do you?
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of shit out there, where they're taking his lyrics about him being bisexual, and trans people in the videos, and I'm sure you've seen that video that's all online, where Biggie's rubbing his, puppies like rubbing his face, and Biggie's telling him he loves him, and and that's what CJ told me. He was like, they wanted to make this project that we did gay, like really inclusive and all that other stuff. And he got resistance from like Valletta Wallace, and Faith Evans. They're like, hell no, we don't want that gay shit. He's not about that shit. That's not about Biggie's brand. So that was always like a fight. But CJ told me, he was like, my dad was bisexual. So that's why I say he's the greatest bisexual rapper of all time. And it's like, but Biggie, bro, his memory, all that stuff, because he birthed a son that set me up for another man to violate me, right? Where, like, even now, bro, 5 years later, it's like I can taste this fucker's in my mouth, bro. And it's so traumatizing, right? And I constantly like flash and relive that moment. And when I was at the Statler, I went upstairs, all the way upstairs to the rooftop. I'm sure have you guys been there?
Yeah, of course.
So I went to this up to the top, and I was like drinking by myself. And I was just like, yo, just jump, bro. Just jump off, dude. Jump off. Like, that's where I was. I wanted to kill myself. One night I took a bunch of pills, and I thought, I was trying to, commit suicide, and I woke up, but that's how, like, traumatic this has been to me. So I don't really care about the civil cases, my civil case as much as I do about the criminal case, because I want to see, they say Diddy could get off in like a year and a half. So, I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, that's crazy. And that's why it's like, I begged Donald Trump, to not pardon Diddy, because he's a real piece of shit. I mean, the guy threw his nut on me after Biggie's shirt. The guy, my face like a, perverted deviant, and I know people, because I've heard other things. Well, why didn't you just, bite his dick, but it's like, I'm trying to stay alive, dude. He has other people there. I thought I heard like a gun click. I thought I was going to die. Obviously I didn't. Like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to bite this dude's dick and then get killed? Because that's what would happen. I got to get violated more. I got to bite his dick and then get knocked out and then get violated more. So, I just live with it. So, and even if Trump did pardon Diddy federally, it wouldn't stop him from a California criminal case, because the pardon would only be federal. It wouldn't be local.
All right.
So I'm hoping, to get justice, and your guys' reach because I've dealt with your reach. You know, like it's led to lawyers taking cases. It's led to, you know, opportunities. You know, it's led me to, you know, get back on my feet from when I was at rock bottom and just started like, you know, whistleblowing and all these people.
Right.
You know, so I know how strong your platform is, and I know how far it can go, and that's my objective here. So if I like, if the you know, if the civil case gets up, okay, I want the criminal case. I want to see these people in jail. CJ Wallace is a criminal. Willie Mack is a criminal. The notorious Big Estate is complicit. Diddy is a piece of shit. He's a criminal. You know, and look, like, check this out. Like, ever since that lawsuit came out 2 months ago as a John Doe, some of Diddy's closest people has hit me. Some of CJ's people have hit me. People I haven't heard of, right? They've hit me. So
what are they asking? What are they saying?
One of CJ's people is like, yo, let's meet up. How you been? Da, 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 da. You know, I'm playing stupid. I'm doing good, you know. Drop your address. I want to see you. It's been a long time. It's like, you blocked me, bro. You know, like you were with CJ, the one of Diddy's biggest artists. You know, wanted to meet up with me and wanted to work with me, and you know, just like all this, like it's, you know, like it's supporters and you know, like all this weird ass, bro. Like that wasn't happening before that lawsuit came public. So I'm not stupid. You know.
Right. I know you've been paying attention to the trial and everything, and you know Diddy's coming out. You know, they're saying that in the courtroom he's sorry, and you know he has remorse. Do you believe any of that, or
no?
Because you've met him, you talk to him, you know him. It's like
I was sexually assaulted by him.
Right.
You know. And listen to this. When that lawsuit came out, like my girl, man, we've been together 5 years. You know, she's Dominican, strongest person I know, has been with me through all this shit. When that came out, and she's reading all the news on the Shade Room, and she's reading comments, and a lot of people are like this and it. She actually had to check in to a mental hospital for 2 weeks because she was scared of what people were saying, the retribution that we might have. I'm sure she was, you know, like, this is out in public that her man has been violated, you know. So it's affected, and that's why it's like, yo, I can't, you know, it's not fair, and I'm just one of the victims. I know there's a bunch.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.